Welcome to the Tip In Maple Leafs podcast. I'm Chad.
I'm Dale.
On episode 116, we look back at the Leafs week in review. No mustache, no problem. An incredible game in Minnesota. Jason Spezza. Marner misses a couple games. Campbell, incredible again. A groin update. NHL officiating. Is it time for Josh Ho-Sang? Plus, we got some segments, just the tip. Hot in the slot and hit the showers, and we look ahead to next week's games. All this and more coming at you on the Tip In Maple Leafs podcast, episode 116. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at the Tip In Maple Leafs podcast, on Twitter at the Tip In podcast. Email us tipinpodcast@gmail.com. Check out our YouTube page, Tip In Maple Leafs podcast. Hit like, hit subscribe, and if you like what you listen to, go to patreon.com/the Tip In podcast. And donate as little as a cup of coffee to help us out. But let's get into it. What a week. We got a lot to talk about. So let's go back and start with the Leafs in Colorado. What do you think?
What do I think, man? What a crazy week this was. But starting it off in Colorado, dude, coming back from the California trip, California dreaming. And the Leafs come back from that trip a little bit later because goodbye, my sweet love. Goodbye, my sweet, sweet love.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Little bit later, they come back from California because they left the mustache out there. I don't know if he shaved it out there or if he shaved it when he got back, but like we knew coming into
he shaved it and then like he carried it in a bag and then he spread it over the ocean. Like ashes.
Yeah, he just left it out there because hell of a trip. But man. So
now some dolphins got Austin's mustache.
You posted on our Instagram or social media on Wednesday morning, December 1st, and I'm like, why is Chad posting random pictures of fucking some dude on our social media? Like, who the fuck is this guy?
You didn't even notice?
Didn't even notice. I'm like, who's this fucking guy who's this teenager wearing a fucking Leafs hat on our random picture?
This kid win a contest or something? What's going on?
But later I found out it was just Austin Matthews. Didn't recognize him. Sheldon Keefe even made a comment, like in his pregame Colorado game. He's like, we were saying, who's the new guy over here? Did you see him say that?
Yeah, I saw him say that.
So anyway, absolutely heartbreaking.
But if you notice, it's already coming back.
Little bit.
Little stubble coming in over the
just a shadow.
But it's there. So anyway, they go. Leafs had a great California trip. They come home, the dreaded game after a West Coast trip.
This is
everyone always says, even if you have 2 days off to get the jet lag, you just something about coming back from the West Coast. Teams are flat. I'm thinking, okay, great. Colorado's in. Starting goalie gets hurt.
Right.
So they've got to play their backup. And I'm thinking, okay, this might be good for the Leafs. Little did I know how good it would be.
Johansson, or is that what Cuthbert called him? Johnny Johansson or something?
Johnny Johansson.
I don't know. Anyway.
This guy is playing himself out of the NHL.
I'd never even heard of this fucking guy, to be honest with you. But anyway, so I guess they caught a break with Kemper being out. But the Leafs just come out fucking like, I'm thinking, okay, might be the toughest game of the year. But then when I heard the backup goalie thing, I'm like, okay, well, maybe they can take advantage of that. And they but
we've all seen the Leafs lose to backup goalies.
Oh, backup goalies steal games all the time. Like, look at Joseph Woll, like the couple starts he's had. Not so much the Winnipeg game. We'll get to him later, but
we'll get to that game.
Anyway, so yeah, man, I was very excited for this game. Like, I'm like, here's some good competition. The Leafs are fucking hottest team in the league. Colorado's a good team. Let's see what's up.
Yeah, Colorado had pretty much all their big guns minus their goalie were in the lineup, and
Nathan McKinnon's first game back, and Jesus, man, like, wasn't even close. No. Like, it was not even close. Like, yeah, the Colorado goalie could have came up with some saves, but the Leafs beat them 8-3. Campbell, good when he needed to be. The Leafs scored 8 goals and 41 shots. The Avalanche put 3 past Campbell on 31 shots. But William Nylander, boom. Like, and you know what? Yeah, I should mention this too. Like, I'm thinking, okay, when they were out in San Jose and we didn't see Ricci, I'm like, okay, guess what? We got another kick at the can here. We're coming home. And we're playing another one of Ricci's former teams. Ricci won a fucking Stanley Cup with these guys, Colorado Avalanche. So if it's true and Ricci is living in the GTA area, kind of just on the outskirts, whatever, like we mentioned last podcast, I'm thinking, well, this has got to be the game. If he wasn't out in San Jose, this is going to be the night. Colorado in Toronto, we're going to fucking see Mike Ricci and William Nylander come face to face. It didn't happen.
No, it didn't. You still got to wait.
But here's the exact same thing that happened in the Colorado fucking game or in the San Jose game. William Nylander, like a partial fucking break down the fucking wing, and he rips it home 5 minutes into the game. And I saw him do a look up to the press boxes, like again, like, hey, did you see that one, Ricci? That was for you, bud.
I know.
So,
well, rumor has it Nylander's been leaving one ticket at the will call booth for Mike Ricci.
Every time they play like former Reach
Every time they play former Reach games, and he looks up at that seat after scoring just to see it, but still, no Ricci.
Can we name quickly all the teams that Mike Ricci played for in the past?
Sure.
Quebec.
Okay, but that doesn't
which was
count.
then Quebec and Colorado, same thing, because they moved to Colorado.
Yeah, and he played for Colorado.
Philly.
San Jose.
Is that it? That's all I can think of. I think he ended it in San Jose. I'm pretty sure he ended it in San Jose.
Let's look it up and just get it. Okay. We missed one team. The Arizona Coyotes.
Oh, did he play for Arizona to end his career?
For Phoenix.
Oh, that's a bummer.
He played 2 seasons, 2005-6 and 2006-7. He played a total of 85 games with Phoenix, scoring 10 goals, 7 assists, 17 points.
So that must have been just to like wrap up his career. What?
69 penalty minutes.
Oh, right. The perfect amount. That's how he finished his career. Perfect amount.
Yep. His last season, 69 penalty minutes. And that's all you can ask for.
That's the perfect amount. That's the number I'd be striving for fucking every season.
You think that was an accident?
69 penalty minutes, 69 points. That would be my career in the league. I would want 69 points production every season, not 70. 70 is too much. 69, just right. So anyway, Nylander pops in the first of the game, and I'm like, okay, they scored first. Here we go. This is looking good. Couple minutes later, fucking Spezza puts one in. Oh, what a week for Jason Spezza. We're going to get into him a lot later. Lot about Jason Spezza. So Nylander and Spezza put the Leafs up 2-0, and then fucking Matthews, Colorado leaves him wide open in front of the net. Like, I don't know how this is even possible. Like, this goal was ridiculous.
If there's anybody on the ice who should not be that wide open, it's Austin Matthews.
I don't think I've ever seen this since Matthews has come over. Like, Mitch Marner gets in the puck, beautiful pass. Austin is just like, it seemed like the whole thing was going in slow motion, all alone in front of the net. He does a little doop, just right in the fucking top shelf. He went
through his legs.
This was listen,
he
man.
Put the stick through the legs and went top shelf. He had so much time that he got to be fancy. It was insane.
It was insane. Like, not so much this season, but in seasons past, like, Matthews has scored goals where literally I've like got off the couch and been like, oh my God, that was ridiculous. This was probably the first time this year where I was like, what was that? That was fucking dirty, man.
I know.
And so here we go. Austin puts the Leafs up 3-0. First goal without the mustache. So I'm like, oh, this is a big sign of trouble right here. This is a sign of trouble.
We got trouble.
But
you're saying trouble because you're thinking he may just never go back to the stash if he gets hot. It's like a superstition thing.
Well, we realized, like, okay, it looks like the mustache wasn't like the superpower.
I told you that. I told you that. I said, what if the mustache isn't the superpower and he comes back and he scores like a hat trick in his first game? And what did he do? Scored a hat trick in his first game.
I just thought that was an impossible scenario. But anyway, so 3-0 Leafs. Colorado scores literally with like 2 fucking seconds left in the first period. So it's 3-1 going to the second. But very impressive.
We should note that, it was an impressive period, and Colorado got that goal. And at the start of the second, it was pretty much all Colorado.
Oh, yeah.
And Jack Campbell
Yeah.
was unbelievable as well in this game.
Yeah.
Like he made some huge saves, doing what Jack Campbell does.
He was making saves when he needed to make saves.
It could have been 3-3 very easily.
Yeah. The other guy was not. Like, okay, a couple of those goals he had no chance on, obviously. Some of the later goals, Colorado.
You leave
Colorado
Austin Matthews completely alone in front of the net. That's game over.
Yeah, all three of Matthews.
Or do you think
no chance?
Do you think because he didn't have the mustache, the guys on the team were like, just leave that guy? Who the fuck's that guy?
Yeah, they didn't know who it was.
They didn't know who it was.
That's probably what more like.
He skated to the front of the net. They're like, oh, it's just a rookie. Just leave him there.
So they go into the second though, and like early in the second period,
it's all Avs.
Oh yeah, sorry. This is where I was looking at the third. Sorry. So yeah, and Kadri ends up popping one home from his knees. He's been fucking red hot. Nazem Kadri too. But anyway, so
I'll always have a soft spot for Naz.
So it was 3-2 at that point, and I'm like, okay, I'm not liking this. Like this could be a problem here. But the Leafs literally come right back a minute later. Dermott pops one. Tavares gets one later in the game, and or later in the period. So it's 5-2 going into the third, and it's looking good, man. Everything's looking good. Go to the third. Matthews, less than a minute in, another sweet pass from Mitch, and he kind of does a little sweet move in and around the goalie in the crease. Beautiful goal. All three goals were beautiful. Second goal of the game for Matthews. Couple minutes now, 5 minutes later, so whatever, he gets his third. He rips it down, comes down the wing. That vintage Austin Matthews fucking goal, kind of rips it just from outside the slot area, beats the goalie.
That's what we're always. That's the Austin Matthews. He's starting to look like the Austin Matthews that we know and love.
So he scored two beautiful goals in tight. Then he comes down the wing and rips his third of the game home. 3-0. The hats are flying. He gets his first hat trick of the season. Right now, he's back in the scoring race. That was his 13th goal of the year. And Engvall scores halfway through the third. Colorado scores another one late, but the Leafs win it 8-3. And it was just like, fuck, man. Like, impressive performance against the Colorado Avalanche, to say the least. Very impressed by that fucking performance.
Oh, it was awesome. Not anything that I expected to happen. Did I expect that they could win? Yeah, I thought, okay, they have a chance to win. I thought it was going to be a tight game, a close game. They just fucking blew the doors off them.
Yeah, I agree. Very impressive. Loved everything about it, but also terrifying because right out of the gates, the first game without the mustache, Austin pops fucking 3 in, and we're like, I texted you, I'm like, well, looks like this stash is not coming back anytime fucking soon.
No.
So I might be wrong on that though. But anyway, impressive, man, without the mustache. So they beat Colorado 8-3. Impressive victory. Matthews, 3-point night. Bunting had 3 assists for a 3-point night. Tavares, a goal and 2 assists for a 3-point night. Marner, a couple apples. Nylander, a goal and assist. Like there's just fucking points all over the place here. So yeah, impressive win. And okay, so we talked about this last podcast too. Back home for one game. The schedule fucking absolutely makes no fucking sense this week. Made zero fucking sense.
No.
So we go
I did not like this schedule because coming home to play Colorado, that's hard enough. But then like a back-to-back with
that's what she said.
Oh, that is what she said. But then a back-to-back with
enough.
Minnesota and Winnipeg, like two cities that are not easy to travel to.
Dude, and the Minnesota Wild are right at the top of the league with the Leafs. Their schedule or their fucking, what do you call it? Their record is almost identical as the Toronto Maple Leafs. The Minnesota Wild have been fucking killing it. So
and you could tell when the Leafs played them, it was back and forth. It was probably, I would say, the best game of the year to watch.
It was probably the best. Yeah,
it was like a playoff game. It was hyped up, which scared me because I thought
until the next night, which maybe
but I thought their tank would be empty by the time they got to Winnipeg. Like after watching that Minnesota game, it was. But let's talk about the Minnesota game.
So this game kind of had a bit of everything. The Wild go up early, or no, it was kind of. I think they scored late in the first period to go up 1-0, early in the second, and then about halfway through this game, it's 3-0 for the Minnesota Wild. And it's just
all fluky goals.
Yeah,
off a ref, off a post, right to Minnesota. Like nothing. Campbell was not having a bad night. These were fluky goals that he let in.
Yeah, for sure. Agree with that. So 3-0, and it's not looking good. And I'm just thinking, okay, they don't have it. It's not whatever. I didn't really think they were going to come back. I wasn't sure, but anyway. So they get, I don't know if and then Spezza kind of like from behind, he was in the corner and from kind of behind the net, he just kind of flipped it out in front. I think it hit the Minnesota defenseman and then the goalie's head and like kind of trickled down his back and in the net. So the first Leafs goal was like a weird, dirty goal too. But so Leafs got on.
They deserve that.
No,
after the goals that Minnesota had scored.
So here we go. Like within a 10-minute frame, the second half of the second period, the Leafs. So Spezza scores to make it 3-1. The Leafs get a power play. Spezza scores again to make it fucking 3-2. Then Spezza on another power play late in the third sets up Austin Matthews for what would be. What's that? Oh, this is not the most vicious. This is not the most vicious of tips, but a tip nonetheless. Let's hit it.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Just a Tip.
Perhaps play a little game called Just a Tip. Just for a second, just to see how it feels.
All right, so Just a Tip. What did you see here?
Okay, so look, this wasn't like a this was all not shaft. What's the shaft is the main part. This was all meat. Here. This was the main part of the blade. This was all fucking blade, right? You know, usually you get a little bit of the shaft on it for a little bit of a hard tip, but that didn't happen. Like Spezza, kind of a shot pass, but Spezza he saw Austin right there. He's like, he's gonna tip this fucking bitch home, no problem.
He knew.
No problem. So not the most aggressive of tips, not my favorite type of tip, okay? But I will take a tip, any type of fucking tip, okay?
Oh, absolutely.
So Austin,
especially from Austin.
So
even without the mustache.
Oh my God. So Austin had a tip last week. Now he's got a tip this week. So 2 weeks in a row, he's got a tip. But hey, this is the first tip without the mustache. So hat trick in the Colorado game. Now here we are against Minnesota. He ties it with a tip in from Spezza. No mustache. So
I know. Everything we've been told about mustaches is kind of crumbling down around us.
It's falling apart. It's all falling apart.
We don't know now. We don't know what's going on. We thought mustaches gave you good tips. They helped you score. Now, I don't even know what's up or down, what's real. I don't know anymore. I don't know either. So he's tipping it in. He's scoring hat tricks, and he's got nothing on his face.
I know. It's so unusual. It's very unusual. So anyway, I was very happy to see the Leafs tie the game on an Austin Matthews tip in late in the second period. And that was it for just the tip. The only tip, just one. We were very lucky last week with 3 tips. Only one this week. Only one tip. But hey, man, I'll take a tip. Any way you want to give it, I'll take the tip.
Oh, yeah, baby. Baby.
So he ties it 3-3 with the tip, Austin Matthews. And we go to the third, tied 3-3. And I'm like, okay, this could go any way here. And here's where we'll get into... Okay, look, especially when we get into the next game, there's going to be a lot of talk about the officiating tonight because I have got some bones.
Oh, man. I have a few bones to pick.
I've got a hard bone to pick with the NHL and the officials this week. Okay.
And I've got an even harder bone to pick with Brad Mayer in particular.
Holy fuck, man. I'll throw my first boner at boner.
Hey, Mr. Siva.
Look, here's what I didn't like in the third period of this Minnesota game. Tied 3-3, ends up going to overtime, okay? But late in the game, like Campbell gets fucking run by Foligno. Marcus Foligno just fucking smokes him. Doesn't even like doesn't even try to fucking stop up. He right in his head, right headshot, right
headshot.
over, ran
like
over.
when they showed it in slow motion, Campbell's head just whipped back when
I can't believe he stayed in the game. He was laying he was laying sprawled out in the net. I thought he was fucking dead. He was out.
We're so lucky that he's not concussed or
oh my God.
Nothing happened. Anyway, that game was on TSN. Ray Ferraro, best in the business, watching that replay during the broadcast, basically said, I don't know how this is not a penalty. And it's not like the ref was looking away. He was 5 feet away watching the play.
The guy, everybody on the ice was watching the play. The guy was driving the net like a bulldozer. He just fucking ran him right over. I don't know, man.
I don't understand. I don't understand. I do not understand the officiating when you have we'll get into in the Winnipeg game, but
big time.
Like a guy will just barely grab onto a guy's arm. So, he'll be going around a defenseman or whatever, and the defense will throw a stick, and then he'll just grab the guy's arm for half a second. Arm goes up. Right in front of you, a guy bulldozes a goalie and almost takes his head off, and you're like, no, it's good.
No, this is it. And this
I don't get it.
And look, this is not like we're going to get into the officiating in the next game big time because absolutely ridiculous.
Because we have 2 bones.
But this was 2 hard bones, but this was a 3rd bone. I did not like this at all. Like it just sets. No. I'm like,
you never like when a 3rd bone comes in the picture.
No, fuck no, man. 2's plenty. You don't want to see a 3rd one.
I don't even like 2.
No, man. If you got 2 in the screen and all of a sudden like a fucking 3rd bone starts fucking coming in like to the equation, like here comes the 3rd bone. Here comes the 3rd bone. Get out of here with that shit.
Because you know what? When a 3rd bone comes in, it only gets more aggressive.
Oh fuck, man! You're like, if you got 3 bones in the equation, you've got every fucking hole plugged. There's no more holes to plug. So look, man, this Marcus Foligno motherfucker, he fucking takes Campbell's head off. The ref non-call. I'm like, okay, 2 things I didn't like here. The Leafs should have been I was right at the end of the game. Right at the end of the 3rd period, the Leafs should have been starting the overtime on a fucking power play.
Yep.
Not only that, like there wasn't much I don't know who was on the ice at that time, but there wasn't much final minute of the game. So like, I think it might've been Kampf and Kasha and Engvall to get it to overtime.
And also there was still time on the clock. I talked
not
to someone,
much though.
No, not much, but I talked to someone about and I know what you're getting at, the Leafs retaliating or doing.
Well, they
something.
just kind of it's their best friend on the fucking team. The guy's like, and just
best player on the team this season is Jack Campbell.
Nobody does fucking anything.
No, but if they do something and they take a penalty and Minnesota scores, you don't even get the point. So I think
it doesn't matter. That doesn't even matter to me.
But
I don't care.
It doesn't. The biggest thing is the penalty should be called. It's not. No, I know, but job.
I don't care, Chad. I don't care about the point at that point in time. I'm like, I just saw this guy take my goalie's head off.
Right.
Fuck that. I don't care about the fucking point.
Right. And if you had the right guys on the ice, that would have happened.
Right.
But those guys weren't on the ice.
We're a team. Like you ran my goalie, clear fucking headshot. No, that doesn't happen. So fuck the point. Sorry, boys, but I'm going to stand up for my teammate instead of fucking let that fucking garbage happen. But the ref should have called it 100%. Non-call. Yeah. Anyway.
That's the ref's job. And this is how games get out of hand. This is how people get hurt. Is if the refs aren't doing their job, then the players are like, well, fuck it.
Okay, so like here we go then. So
they go into overtime.
Yeah, no one scores in overtime.
They do get a power play in overtime, but only for about a minute, maybe 50 seconds. Spezza got slashed on the hand.
Yeah.
So they ended up getting a penalty, but you're right. They should have had 2 full minutes of 4-on-3 to start that overtime. They didn't get it. They go into the shootout. Everybody hates fucking shootouts in Toronto.
I just wanted to say here, like, I was seeing just a quick little negative. Spezza had a fucking huge game. Like he was in on all 3. He scored 2 goals.
Spezza's having a huge season.
I know, but in this game, this is like his best game of the season. And he was killing it. I saw him maybe 1-2 shifts in overtime. Like I saw Cache and Engvall on the ice and some other dudes. And I'm like, I didn't like, I just didn't
He
understand.
came out at the end and got slashed in the hand.
I know, but before that, like, I don't think they started overtime with him.
No, they didn't. They didn't start it. He didn't come out until that shift. He got slashed in the hand.
So how does that make fucking sense? The guy's had the best night of anybody offensively. I would have had him on the wing with Austin Matthews to start the fucking overtime. Would you not?
With Mitchie being out, I would have went Matthews, Spezza, and Tavares Nylander.
So that just made zero fucking sense to me. I'm like, and I'm seeing guys come over the boards, Cache, Engvall. I'm like, what the fuck? What are they doing? What is he doing here? Anyway,
where's the guy? Like, Engvall scores once every blue moon. Put Spezza on.
It just didn't make sense to me. But anyway, whatever. They go to a shootout. They lose the shootout, so they end up losing. They end up losing 4-3. And yeah, I mean,
I saw a funny,
great game though. Great. I
saw a funny stat. I don't have it in front of me, so I just remember a few of the players. But since Spezza has come to the Leafs, his production and how many points he gives you per game is on par with, like, Jeff Skinner was on the list, Kerfoot was on the list. Like, he basically, gives you that. The difference was he played an average of 8 minutes less than everybody else on the list.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt.
Like, this guy is the best contract signed in the league, bar none. This guy.
No, 100%.
League minimum for Jason Spezza. You fucking kidding me? You kidding me?
No, 100%. So, and just to put a bow tie on that Minnesota game,
Nick Ritchie should just be giving his money to Jason Spezza.
No, fuck, 100% he should be. Riley ended up having 3 assists in that game. Spezza 2 goals, 1 assist, and Matthews on an absolute heater himself with another goal, tip in, and an assist for a 2-point night. So Ritchie also chimed in there with an assist.
Still no goals.
No, 26 games in, goose egg for Big Nick there.
Yeah.
But
he's got a lot of bones picking.
Oh, Jesus Christ. So they beat Colorado 8-3. They go into Minnesota. They lose 4-3 in a shootout, but they get a point. I liked how they fought back, and that, like, Minnesota's a good team. Not an easy fucking, like,
no, I like that they 2 years ago, this Leaf team down 3-0 in a building like Minnesota would have given up. It would have been game over.
Agreed.
It would have been like, no, good night. We'll see you in Winnipeg. But they didn't. They fought, and they fought hard. Did you find Minnesota's a little bit of a dirty fucking team?
Well, not as dirty as the Winnipeg Jets, but yep.
They were the appetizer to what was to come. But I didn't realize how gritty Minnesota plays.
Yeah. No, I like how Minnesota. I think Minnesota's a legit contender in the Western Conference.
They are a gritty team, but they take a lot of little dirty hits and plays. Not like Winnipeg, but
you put them, like, I know it's only past the quarter way mark here, but you put them in a 7-game series against Colorado, I think it's a coin flip. Honestly,
right now, I think it's Minnesota.
Could be. Well, if Colorado gets Kemper, like, Colorado's going to need to make a move for a goalie here, because if Darcy Kemper goes, I'm not even a huge fan of Darcy Kemper, but if he's their number 1 goalie, if he goes down and they're running with this fucking Johnny Johnson or whatever his fucking name is, and
Johnny Johansson,
I don't even know who the other fucking guy is. They talk about him on Overdrive all the time. I can't think of it. Francois. No, what's the guy's fucking name? Freddie Francois or something like that.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Anyway, there's nobody else. They need a fucking goalie, because if Kemper goes down, Colorado's playoff dreams are done.
Hello, Peter Mrazek.
Yeah, well, hey, we got a groin update coming. Don't worry.
I know, but if you ever need to get rid of that contract, there will always be teams at the trade deadline desperate for a goalie.
Also heard another little rumor, little birdie talking earlier this week. Hello, Carey Price.
Now that's a lot. That's huge.
That's a lot larger of a price tag, but if the Habs eat some of it, if the Habs were to eat half of it and Colorado only had to pay $4 or $5
million. Could you imagine a goalie being traded from Montreal to Colorado and winning a cup?
No, that's like not deja vu or anything.
Never happened.
No.
Never happened.
Two cups, I think.
Jesus, but still, man. you get it.
No, Colorado, who's basically the Quebec Nordiques, the Patrick Waugh situation. And the price thing probably won't happen, but I mean, they need to shore up their fucking goaltending. So I don't know.
It might happen.
We'll see.
But let's get into it. They fight hard, they get the point, and then we go into this game that has had my blood boiling all fucking day.
Going into it, I was just like, okay, this will probably be like, I wasn't expecting much of the Leafs, like coming off of the back-to-back here, like, but
I thought it was a guaranteed loss. I thought they emptied the tank in the Minnesota game.
Yep.
And I was like, how?
Yeah.
Winnipeg had the night off on Saturday.
They played. Yeah, you're right.
Winnipeg's waiting at home, well rested. Apparently, the Leafs didn't even get into Winnipeg till like 3:00 in the morning. I'm like, what a game! You played so hard against Minnesota. You're playing a well-rested Winnipeg team.
Well, dude,
Joseph Woll's in net. I just thought it was a recipe for a loss.
Let's just not forget exactly
which it was.
So, Sunday night, exactly a week ago, they were still in fucking California.
I know the schedule's been fucking shit.
Like they literally didn't get back to Toronto until last Monday, so they hadn't even been. And then the Colorado game. So coming from the Western time zone, coming back east. Then they go back to Minnesota and Winnipeg, which is like what central?
Yeah.
What's I don't know what it is. Central fucking.
It's central time.
So they're switching time zones 3 times in a week.
Yeah.
Like I'm not laying excuses here. I'm not.
No, I said on Monday. I said on Monday that if they could get 3 or 6 points out of this week, that would be really good because it's just not a good schedule. Look, and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, I'm not dropping excuses here. It's just fucking facts. If you're California, Toronto, quick turnaround, you're going back out to Minnesota and Winnipeg all in a fucking week. Yeah, I'm going to be a little fucking tired and banged up too.
Like if the Jets had played Saturday night, let's say the Jets were playing, I don't know, Chicago on Saturday night, and then they flew from Chicago back to Winnipeg. But
Chicago.
Anyway.
They love those Blackhawks.
They go into Winnipeg.
Blackhawks, man. I wish they played the Blackhawks on Saturday. That would have been something.
They do this Saturday.
Who, the Leafs?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We got a Blackhawk game this week. Next week?
Don't they play the Blackhawks this week?
I haven't checked yet. I was gonna wait a little. Just we'll tease that. We'll find out soon.
Okay, we'll find out.
Stay tuned till the end of the show to see if there's gonna be a Blackhawk game coming next week. Can't wait for that.
It is Saturday, December 11th. The Blackhawks and the Leafs.
Oh, that is going to be a special occasion.
And we'll be doing a pod after that game. But let's get into it because everybody listening wants us to talk about this game.
Okay. So wasn't really that jacked for this game just because of like the things you just said, like all the things we just discussed. It was
probably such a great game Saturday.
Was probably not going to go their way, and they had played a lot of hockey, the traveling, but I thought maybe Joseph Woll has a night.
But if you were a gambling man, if you were going to put $5,000 down on this game, you put it down on the Jets. Yeah. Everything pointed to the Jets winning this game. Mm-hmm. And they did win this 100%. Game, but the way it happened and the way it unfolded was
so let's get it. So the Jets beat the Leafs 6-3. Okay. Bunting, the 3 goal scorers for the Leafs were Bunting, Austin Matthews again. What a fucking surprise there. And Andre Kasha gets back on the score sheet. So Matthews games and fucking, what has he got? Fucking goals. What's his streak up to now? Goal scoring.
I think that was 180 games.
No, seriously though, is it not like?
I think he's 6.
It must be at least 6.
I think he's 6 games.
The hat trick game against Colorado, he scored his 11th, 12th, and 13th. He scored one against the Wild for his 14th, and then again last night against the Jets for his. So he's up to 15 goals now. So yeah, he's catching back in to the Rocket conversation. So ever since he shaved the stash, he's gone 3 games with a goal. But before he shaved the stash, he was on like a 3-game goal scoring streak too. So with the stash, without the stash, doesn't seem to matter for this fucking guy.
Maybe he's got to keep growing it and shaving it.
Just every year, let's like start the season with it, do a quick shave for November, pop it back in the new year, start it all over again.
Yes.
So we get the best of both worlds here.
Yeah, but he is on a tear. He has 7 goals in the last. He has 7 goals in the last 5 games. So look out.
Okay, so Jets end up beating them 6-3. Okay, but the main points of this game here, to me, it all started early in. I think it was early in the third when. Now, I'm going to go over a couple guys on the Jets team who the Jets are becoming one of my least, like,
I knew this. You get so invested and so emotional. As soon as there's adversity, you're like, I absolutely hate Pionk.
Well, okay. You know who I fucking can't stand? It's Pierre-Luc Dubois. I cannot stand this fucking guy. I think it was early in the third where Austin.
Neither could Torts.
Yeah, no shit. No shit. I think it was early in the corner or early in the third down in one of the corners. The play went up the ice. I think it was in the Leafs end in the third. And like Matthews kind of gave him a couple shots. Like Matthews and Dubois have had a thing going on for the last couple seasons. It's been a thing. Pain in the ass, Dubois. I wish Matthews would drop him. I understand he can't do that, but like Dubois to me was like instigating this. Like he was kind of wrestling him. Like it just, I'm like, okay. And then they end up calling both guys.
And let's be clear here. You can watch the video on the internet. You could see it. He basically ragdolled Matthews. Like Matthews was just trying to get away, get up.
Yeah.
He was grabbing him. He grabbed the back of his helmet. And Matthews finally at one point kind of like grabbed him and wrestled him down. But Brad Mayer, the ref for that night, one of the two terrible refs of that night, was 3 feet away. He watched the whole thing.
He let the whole thing fucking happen.
He let the whole thing happen, and then at the end, called double roughing minors.
And okay, and then I don't know who made this point, but someone did. If the original penalty was on Austin Matthews, okay, because I didn't see anything that happened. Like
no, when Matthews tackled him, his arm went up.
Okay, so guess what? The Leafs had the puck going up the fucking ice. So where's the whistle? If the penalty is initially like, do you understand what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, the Leafs the team that has possession of the puck when the penalty is called, like the penalty team, you blow the whistle.
They didn't blow. That whole incident happened. The ref didn't step in, and the Leafs were in like making passes in Winnipeg zone, and they still hadn't blown the fucking whistle.
The Leafs so what bench, the fuck is? The Leafs bench was going crazy.
Well, how does that make fucking sense though? If the initial penalty was on Matthews, and the Leafs have the puck going up the ice, right away you blow the fucking whistle. This is what I don't, but it doesn't make any sense to me because
from start to finish, it doesn't make any sense. How in the first place is Austin Matthews the initial penalty?
I don't know.
Like, I don't know. Even if you're going to give Matthews 2 minutes for roughing, then Dubois got to get 4.
I totally agree. So like, just for me, this was the start of it here. This was the actual start of it here.
Absolutely. You call Dubois a penalty on Dubois there. Sandin isn't out 3 weeks with a knee injury.
Possibly. Anyway, so whatever. So they do both go to the box. And then as we're progressing, the game's winding down. Like it just looks like
that's bone number one.
That's bone number one. It looks like it's not going to go the Leafs way here. So that's fine. Sandin comes in over the line. He's making a play. It looks like he's going to beat the defenseman. Is Pionk a fucking defenseman or a forward?
He's forward. They're playing 4-on-4, right?
I believe they were playing 4-on-4 at this time. Yeah.
And this is what I'm saying.
Offsetting minors.
This is what I'm saying. If the Leafs are on the power play, this doesn't happen, which they should have been on the power play.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, you're right.
Like, what did the ref expect Austin Matthews to do? Like, what did he, when he was watching Dubois do that, what was going through his head? No, this is clean. This is clean. This is clean. Oh, Austin took him down. No, that's
well. Here's the if that was Crosby or McDavid, do you think? And the ref is standing right.
I don't know, man. McDavid gets like fucking manhandled and no calls. Like it's unbelievable. He puts up the points he does with the way he gets treated in this fucking league. The NHL is a fucking joke when it comes to the way they treat their star. You think LeBron James gets fucking manhandled ever? How many foul calls go LeBron James' way? Almost every fucking call.
Yeah, you're right. But so
in
the NHL, they don't protect. Yeah, they don't
protect their stars. The stars are like the refs. I don't know what's up with the refs. Like they won't. Gretzky was different. You know, like penalties didn't really get called. They don't really call a lot of penalties on the stars, but they don't protect them either. They don't call the calls. Just because Matthews is so fucking talented that he doesn't fall to the ice every time someone grabs him doesn't mean it's not a goddamn penalty.
No, I know. And look, before we get to the Sandin thing, and like the Overdrive guys were talking about this. It was just O'Neill and Hayes today. I didn't catch the whole show. Did you, or did you catch part of it? Or
I didn't catch any of it.
Okay. They were talking about how like Matthews can't do anything in that situation. Like O-Dog was like, you know, just once that he said he'd like to see Matthews get up and fucking pop somebody, whether it be Dubois or whatever.
Right,
just
Matthews is a big boy.
No, just one time to be like, I'm not dealing with this fucking bullshit. I'm gonna fucking drop this fucking guy, and that be that. But he's like, he also made the point. He's like, you can't really do that. Look at the issues the guy's had with his fucking wrist
injuries. Yeah.
What are you going to do? The key to the Maple Leafs success is not Austin Matthews with the fucking out for the next couple months with a wrist injury. It's him putting the puck in the fucking net, being protected by other guys. Like,
also, like, if okay, let's
he
say
shouldn't be fighting. He shouldn't be fighting. Period.
Let's say you're Winnipeg. Let's say you're Paul Maurice and Dubois and Austin Matthews get into a fight and they're both gone for 5 minutes out of a period. Who wins that? The Leafs lose Austin Matthews for 5 minutes. You lose fucking Dubois for 5 minutes. Winnipeg would take that every day of the week.
Of course. And that's exactly what Dubois was fucking doing. Exactly what he was doing. So number one, I can't stand this fucking guy. I do not like Pierre-Luc Dubois at all. Anyway, but you can't have Matthew. You agree with that, right? Like, you can't have him fighting. Like, he breaks his fucking wrist, or
no,
like,
that's why you have
issues there. You can't.
That's
have
why
him
you have
fighting.
Kyle. That's why you have Kyle Clifford and Wayne Simmonds and stuff. You don't. Matthews, he scores goals. He wins hockey games.
Yeah.
And I don't want Matthews breaking his wrist on someone's fucking helmet.
You can't.
I also don't want him sitting in the penalty box for 5 minutes.
No, exactly.
I want him out on the ice.
No, 100%. So you can't risk it. You can't. I'm sure as much as Matthews maybe would like to, you just can't risk it. And he's not dumb enough to be like, oh fuck, I'm coming off a wrist surgery a couple months ago. Let me just fucking start throwing haymakers.
Exactly. And whether Matthews fought, whether you want him to fight Dubois or whether, do you think Dubois is a fucking piece of shit? It doesn't fucking matter. The whole problem with this situation is the refs were bad at their job. Their whole thing, they have to manage the game, man. They manage the game. They make sure that it doesn't get out of hand, that, teams don't get all fired up and fucking you start sending goons out. They do that by calling penalties and putting teams on the power play. And fucking Brad Mayer and I think it was Reed Anderson was the other guy, did not do that. When you don't give Dubois a penalty, you piss the Leafs off. They're like, fuck it.
Okay, fair enough. But so let's move on from that situation and get to the neon knee here hit. Okay. So Sandin was making a play. He was gonna look this. Now this is a big bone. This is a big
this is
boner.
A fucking boner.
Boner. Now
this bone hurts.
Oh man. Okay. Quick update on Sandin. Looks like it's only going to be 2 to 3 weeks, maybe 4 max.
Still.
No, I know, but Chris
Johnson
gave that update. Did you see it before we started recording?
The only bit earlier. Yeah, the only bright side is they have a.
That's not an official statement. The Leafs haven't put out anything yet.
I saw Chris Johnson said that. I saw it on Twitter, but luckily they have a Christmas break, so there would be like 4 or 5 days, I think, where there's no hockey.
Yep.
In there, so that's a bright side, but still, there's no reason for this. There is no place for this in the NHL.
No. So here's what happened here. Sandin was about to beat this guy. He was about to beat this guy and make a play to get a shot on net. And Pionk saw that he was about to get beat, and at the last second, he stuck his fucking knee out. Blatant fucking knee on knee. That's what I fucking saw. I don't know. Am I fucking new to this? Did you see, like, was that Sandin's fault, or was that Pionk about to get made look like a fucking fool and his man was going to beat him, so he stuck his fucking knee out at the last minute? Fucking knee on knee. Is that not what happened there?
That's exactly what happened. The way I saw it was, that's exactly how I saw it. Sandin came in, he stopped up for a half second, kind of pulled back to take the shot. The thing that I love, and Jets fans were pointing this out, is like Pionk, he looked back like, oh, what happened? What happened? Fucking bullshit. Are you telling me he didn't know exactly where Sandin was and where his leg was?
Dude, I watched it enough times. You can see him literally shift to stick his fucking knee out. But as soon as their
legs hit, he kind of acts like, oh, I didn't see you there. I didn't see you there. Kind of like, when you're at the bar and there's a girl with big titties and you just bump into her. Oh, I didn't see you there. Sorry about that.
Yeah. Okay, fair
Only
enough,
the difference is that you don't take her knee out and knock her out for a month.
No, you don't. So look, here's the big, so the knee on knee, and again, it's like crystal clear to I get the game happens fast and all that, but if you can't fucking see that, like, come on, like, what the fuck? Again, the officiating. How do you not, just nothing? Crickets, no call, call, nothing.
if you're okay, Brad Mayer was standing 10 feet away. Again, he was 3 feet away from Dubois and Matthews. But if you're not watching the guy with the puck, what the fuck are you doing? What's your job?
Yeah, he had the fucking puck. It was the guy with the puck.
He just shot the puck and he took a knee on the knee. What are you looking at if you're not watching the play? If you're not following the play of the puck? Oh my God.
No, I agree. So, but this is the
how are
these
these referees still employed today?
This is the big bone. I got a big bone for you right here. Okay, that's what she said. Listen, here comes the big bone.
Medium-sized bone.
That's what she said. No, this is a big bone for me.
Well,
because listen, this play right
like
here.
How big?
This is a big bone. Okay.
Okay.
This is like a fucking Thanksgiving fucking dinner
bone.
Chevy Chase is fucking Clark Griswold. It's carving the turkey. She's running dry.
That's
bones are popping out. It's not a good sight.
All right. What's this big bone?
Okay. The non-call on this knee on knee. If a penalty is called here, if they make the right call, what's the right call here? 5 minute, 5 in a game?
Well, he got a 2-game suspension. So yeah, I would say
after
5.
The fact,
I would say 5 in a game.
Okay, so if they
and at that point, is it still 5-3?
It was at that point.
Okay,
yes.
So if you get a 5-minute power play, you're right back in the game. You can score 2 goals 5-on-3.
But here's the biggest fucking problem. It should have been 5 in a game. There wasn't even a fucking tripping call. There wasn't even a 2-minute penalty call. No. There was nothing. 0 fucking calls. So Spezza is losing his fucking shit on the bench. Tavares is going fucking nuts. Simmonds is fucking blowing a gasket.
You know when Spezza and Tavares are losing their shit, something's gone wrong.
Well, you could see right away, it looked like the Hyman fucking knee on knee from last year. It looked like there goes his fucking ACL or MCL or whatever it is. It looked like he fucking blew his fucking knee out.
He couldn't even get up.
He did get up though, and he skated to the fucking bench. He hobbled to the bench.
He hobbled to the bench.
But look, here's where I'm going with this. Now, this is because of the non-call. Everything else that happened after this could have been avoided, I believe, to an extent, if they just make the fucking call here. That's it. Just make the fucking call here, and
so
you
basically what you're saying is do your job.
Do the fucking job. Because guess what?
Done their job,
no call. Okay. Next, because there's no call, next time fucking Pionk is out on the fucking ice. He's falling to the ground. What does fucking Spezza do? He fucking plows right into him. Clear. Yeah. I didn't see that as a headshot. I personally didn't see that as a headshot, but
he hit him in the head.
Kind of. It looked more like his chest, but a little bit in the head.
He need him in the head.
Okay. Well, whatever, man. Guess what?
At the time, Pionk was on the ice, so it is what it is. Hey, look.
Here's when the refs don't.
Spezza did it. Spezza knew Spezza knew it was a dirty play. He probably knew he would get suspended for it. But this is what happens when refs don't do their job. When you're not calling the fucking penalty,
that's right.
The players they get out of control. You didn't call Dubois on Matthews. The bench got really fucking mad, and then Pionk, this dirty little prick, takes out Sandin. The bench lost it. At that point, they just fucking lost it. And then you've got Keefe putting out a line of Clifford, Simmonds, and Richie. What are you looking for there?
No, but here's like you just said, when the refs don't do their job and they're not making the calls that should be made,
sets everything off.
It sets everything in motion. Now the Leafs are feeling like, okay, we got fucked the night before in Minnesota with the non-call with the goalie interference.
Yeah, Foligno took fucking Campbell's head off, no call. Dubois, Ragdolls, Matthews, no call.
We're getting fucked here again tonight. So now all of a sudden, everyone's on the bench is like, hey, we got to I guess it's up to us. Then we're just going to fucking take it into our own hands and fuck them. If the officials aren't going to do the fucking job, then we'll fucking do it ourselves. And that's what happened here. So look, and it got rough at the end. And Simmonds is fucking, Richie. I honestly Richie was going after Dubois. I would have loved to see Richie fucking beat the piss out of Pierre-Luc Dubois. But Simmonds was trying to get a hold of fucking anybody he could.
Oh my God. He didn't even care anymore. Lining up at the face-off, fucking trips the guy, cross-checks him in the back.
He was
that guy's I don't want you. Skates to the next guy, cross-checks him. Hey, do you want a piece? But we have to talk about Stanley.
Yeah, I know. And then Clifford ends up getting in a fight, and they gave Simmonds like a 10-minute misconduct or whatever. He had like 30 seconds left of ice time, and Keith puts him out there and just says, whatever, go ahead.
He got the 5-minute, 10-minute misconduct. He came out, he played like the fucking Hanson brothers. Like the face
there was literally 30 seconds left on the clock when his 10-minute expired. So he still found the time to
he put him back out on the ice. But this is the best part. So Stanley and Simmonds get into it. For some reason, both officials are holding on to Simmonds, not Stanley, because he's probably hot under the collar. But anyway, Simmonds.
Stanley's like 6'7", I think.
6'7". So he like Stanley gets a few little jabs in a fight, but nothing big.
No.
Simmonds gets a couple punches in, nothing big, because the officials were breaking up. They should have let them go. But then this fucking guy skates off the ice like the heavyweight champion of the world, like he's fucking Rocky Balboa knocking out Apollo Creed, puts his arms up in the air to get the fans going.
I know.
I was like, what is up with this? Was this a joke?
Look, and the Jets bench is like Wheeler's like doing like imitating him like with the helmet, like just laughing it up, just chucking it up the Jets bench. By the way, Blake Wheeler played his 1,000th fucking game last night. Good for you, bud. Why don't you try scoring a fucking goal? Had 0 goals, same as Nick Ritchie. You know Blake Wheeler has no fucking goals this year? Yeah. 0 fucking goals for Blake Wheeler. Congratulations, buddy. You're in the doghouse too. Fuck all these guys. I seriously, the Jets were just mucking it up, and it showed them in the dressing room after too. They were like, they gave the game whatever they give to fucking Stanley. Like the Jets were acting like they just won the fucking Stanley Cup because they beat the fucking Toronto Maple Leafs. Yeah, okay.
Well, it wasn't that they just beat the Toronto Maple Leafs. The Jets felt like they not only did they beat them, but they fucking pushed them around.
I didn't. Okay, well, that's not how I fucking saw it.
No,
that's not how I saw it.
Every time
I saw the Jets scared for their fucking lives that Ritchie and Simmonds and Clifford were coming after their fucking.
Well, how come Clifford was allowed to drop the gloves? Like I know he dropped the gloves.
Dude, hang on. Paul Maurice kept Dubois off the ice for half of the third period because he was scared something was going to happen to him. So how tough are the Winnipeg fucking Jets?
But how come every time Simmonds went to fight, they wouldn't let him fight? Like, is it because he was so fucking revved up? They're like, he's going to fucking knock someone out.
I don't know. They should have just let it happen.
They let Clifford go and have a fight. They never really let Simmonds go. They kept grabbing him. And when him and Stanley went, I'm like, I was yelling at the TV.
Stanley didn't want any fucking part of that.
I was yelling at TV for the fucking linesman to let Simmonds go. Like, just let them fight. Let them go.
I know.
When Stanley went off the ice like that, like, how fucking pissed is Wayne Simmonds?
Oh, God. He was
You know who has a giant bone to pick? Wayne Simmonds.
Oh, fuck, man. Big time. So, look. So that was that. And, like, Spezza gets an in-person hearing. There's been no ruling coming down on that, but if you're getting it in person,
it's usually 5 games. It's usually five games.
But Dubois didn't get an in person, which is so no penalty for. Pionk
got 2 games, so he got an on the phone interview.
No penalty call on the ice for Pionk, but he ends up getting a fucking what is it? Just phone call, whatever hearing or whatever.
A phone hearing.
So he ends up getting
a phone hearing is usually 3 games or less. In person is usually 5 games or more, but there have been in-person meetings that have been less than 5, but they're normally 3 or 4.
So Pionk gets 2, Spezza is going to get 3, 4, or 5. That's where it's going to be at there. Yeah. And that's fine.
Spezza knew that he was going to get suspended when he went out.
Okay, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. But look, like here's the thing. The league clearly thought that the knee on knee was severe enough that it was deserved a fucking 2-game suspension for Pionk, but the guys officiating the fucking game didn't even think it was like a 2-minute fucking minor. So here's what I'm fucking gonna say. The NHL gives in-person hearings and they're doing the fucking, so Spezza's, everybody that was involved, Spezza's getting suspended, and Simmonds got fucking fined too. Did you see that too?
Yeah, I saw that. Only like $5,000.
Okay, so whatever. So Simmonds gets fined. Spezza's getting an in-person hearing. He's going to get suspended, and Dubois gets a 2-game suspension for the knee on knee. The officials who caused the whole fucking thing get nothing. Why don't the fucking officials get a fucking in-person hearing and be like, why aren't you guys calling this fucking, what do you guys
I know
watching?
that's the thing that I don't get is how is that even possible?
They just go to the next city and call the next game and it's all good. It's on the fucking players. They're the guys reffing the fucking game. Why is it like they should get a fucking suspension
we
too.
should note that game 2 of the 2019 Stanley Cup playoffs, Leafs versus Bruins. And if you remember correctly, the Leafs were up 1-0 in that. And we watched this game and we did a podcast after, and you could go back and listen. We both talked about how bad the officiating was. Like Boston just got away with murder out on the ice. And this was the game where Kadri finally snapped after the Leafs were getting fucking speared, kneed, everything, and he finally snapped and cross-checked DeBrusk in the head and got suspended.
But wasn't this after like he hit either Marner or was it Marlowe or Marner?
Yeah, it was Marlowe. They took Marlowe into like the turnbuckle there at the boards. Marner got hit dirty. Kadri got kneed by DeBrusk.
Yeah.
And then finally Kadri snapped because the refs weren't calling it.
Yeah.
We talked about it on this podcast. Same ref as last night.
Are you serious?
Brad Mayer was the ref of that game.
I got to look at this
Brad
guy's
Mayer.
record. I got to look at this guy's record in Leafs games. I got to look at his fucking record.
Brad Mayer ref last night. So
anyway, like you see what I'm saying here?
What I'm saying is this guy's a terrible referee. How is he still have a fucking job?
But why do the refs get fucking let off the hook? The players are getting suspended. Obviously, like I said, the league, the NHL, the league feels as though the Pionk knee was suitable for a 2-game suspension. But when it happened live, it wasn't worthy of a 2-minute fucking minor.
No.
That fucking those refs should be like, you're getting at least a 2-game suspension. Same suspension that the fucking players, in my opinion. That's
at least call a penalty. Like if you call it a 2-minute tripping and then he gets suspended after, we'd be pissed. We'd be like, oh, that was a 5-minute penalty. But at least he saw it. But when he just fucking gets nothing.
Okay.
And Dubois gets nothing.
The fucking official.
Foligno gets nothing. Come on.
I've got a final statement that I would like to say here. Let's take a short break. Is there anything else you would like to say about this? Because I have a final statement to wrap it up if you don't have anything else to say.
Yeah, Brad Mayer, NHL referee. I got a fucking giant bone for you.
Boner. Here's what I would say. I just want to say this to wrap it up.
Okay.
I just furious over this fucking Jets game. And I'm just going to bow tie it like this. The officiating in the NHL is an absolute fucking joke when it comes to situations like this. An absolute fucking joke. 2 nights in a row, 2 blatant non-calls, trying to take our goalie's head off on Saturday night, and clearly an intentional knee-on-knee on Sunday. Just a fucking joke. The officiating in the NHL is a fucking joke. And also,
it makes you look like not a professional league.
And also, fuck the Winnipeg Jets. We'll see you in March, motherfuckers. Fuck the Winnipeg Jets.
Okay, and 2, this is not near as fucking aggressive as your statement.
I'm pissed about that.
I texted you about this in the Minnesota game, and I was like, I don't get it. The Foligno call is not a penalty, but Riley and whoever he was tangled up with grab each other's sticks, and Riley gets 2 minutes for holding the stick.
I saw that too.
I'm like,
all over the place.
That's a penalty.
All over the fucking place.
But not the fucking. Anyway, we're going to take a short break. We're going to cool down a little bit, go jump in the ice water. And then when we come back, we got Hot and Slaughter hit the shower. So you're listening to the Tip In Maple Leafs podcast.
Chad, what's the matter?
Well, Dale, I guess I've just been feeling a little down, because like I love podcasting, but I find there's something missing. There's got to be something else that I love other than just podcasting.
Chad, wipe those tears away. There's only 2 things I know how to do. I never get down. I love podcasts just as much as you. The second thing I love is porn, but not just any porn, specifically Brazzers.com.
Brazzers.com?
That's right, Brazzers.com.
What is it?
Take a little sneak peek at Brazzers.com. Why don't you bring it up right now?
I can't look at this on my computer. Is there any way I could watch it in private on my phone?
Absolutely. Privacy settings galore. Brazzers.com has all your pornography needs.
Well, this is great. I am so much happier now. Brazzers.com. Thanks, Dale.
You're welcome, Chad. Brazzers.com.
All right, welcome back to the Tip In Maple Leafs podcast. So I also wanted to point out, we'll move on from the Winnipeg game, but Pionk, terrible fucking name, by the way. He was the same guy that, remember Marner scored the empty net goal and he like tried to take his head off after?
Yeah,
but Marner's so sneaky, he got out of the way last season. So this fucking guy. But anyway, speaking of Marner, what's up? What have you heard anything? What's up with him?
No, I haven't. And I guess he missed. Well, what did he miss this week?
2 games.
2 games. So
he ran into Muzz at practice.
Yeah, on Thursday or Friday. So I don't know. I haven't heard anything. Don't really know. Probably just precautionary at this time, but I don't know if it was like a. I don't know. They
say it's an upper body injury. I read on Jonas Siegel reported that people close to Mitch Marner are saying Mitch is telling them it's not serious, but the Leaf doctors were just holding him out for precautionary reasons. Darren Dreger said otherwise, that he could be out a little bit. I don't know. Darren Dreger talks out of both sides of his mouth a lot of the time. So
yeah,
have you ever heard him, man?
He has trouble just talking in general.
But he choked the one time. But
he's right on the verge of it, like all the fucking time.
But listen to whenever Dreger gets asked a question, it's always like this. Someone will be like, so are the Leafs thinking of trading Justin Hall? And he'll be like, well, people say that they have been on the market to trading Justin Hall, but they're not trading Justin Hall. That being said, they could trade Justin Hall. I'm like, you didn't even answer the question. No, you just did both things.
He is the funniest like insider or analyst because he just wings it. He's like, like 50-50 all the time. Well,
yeah, it's 50. Everything's 50-50. Do you think Marner will play? Well, sources have told me Marner is just precautionary and could play Tuesday against Columbus, but there is a chance he might not play. And it's like, dude, I could say that shit, and I'm not a hockey insider.
I know. It's hilarious. It is hilarious. But
anyway, so Marner may play Tuesday night. He hasn't been ruled out.
No, and Marner and Muzzin had some words after, looked like some heat, not super heated, but they had some words after. Mitch didn't look like he was super impressed. And anyway, so yeah, we'll see where that goes. Hopefully Mitch is not out for too much longer. And
no, they miss him.
Hopefully Mitch starts. I don't know. This is the second time this season it happened. It happened right before the season started with Simmonds. Now it's happened again with Muzzin. What's going on at fucking practice where Marner keeps getting fucking drilled? Like, I don't know, by his own teammates. Like, what's the fucking deal?
I know he doesn't get hit. He's like the least hit person in the NHL for the amount of minutes that he plays. But then at practice, he's just getting fucking laid out.
Yeah, I don't get it. So anyway.
And Jason Spezza will have his phone call tomorrow, in-person Zoom meeting at 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Yeah. I'm guaranteeing you he will not play tomorrow night.
Oh no, 100%. He's getting suspended clearly. So just about 3 or 4 games. That's probably what it's going to be. So yeah, but
I think it's going to be 5.
I don't think they'll go that high. He's not he doesn't have a history of anything like this. And if the fucking game was officiated properly, he wouldn't have even fucking done it in the first place. So
I know, we know that.
But he's not a repeat offender. He's not a vicious player. I think they take that into consideration and be like, you know what? Our officials dropped the fucking ball here. So let's not get fucking carried away with this shit. If the officials would have just done their fucking job in the first place, this doesn't happen. So
yep, I agree. I
don't know. So we'll see what happens when the Spezza suspension comes down. Anyway, just a couple quick things. Like Campbell, incredible again. I thought Campbell really good. Like in the Colorado game, especially in the Minnesota game, when he needed to make the big save to keep the teams in. It was not in the Minnesota game for sure. In the Colorado game, it was just whatever. But I just again,
he made some huge saves when it was 3-1 in the Colorado.
No, for sure.
He's been the best player on the team.
Just keeps rolling. Like clear cut number one. Jack Campbell just keeps rolling. Like it just does not look like there's a drop off here. And I was like, when he got fucking smoked in the head, just plowed right over. I'm like, oh fuck, God. Like, I'm just like, we can't.
I know,
like,
if he gets hurt, we're done.
Well, okay, because here we go. Like, we got a groin update. Peter Mrazek gets sent to the Marlies for a conditioning stint on the weekend. He looked like fucking shit. He looked like absolute shit.
He looked like a guy has a nagging groin injury.
He said he felt good, but he let in like a 5 spot on fucking Saturday or Sunday afternoon. Like in an AHL game, he lets in fucking 5 goals. So that's
I don't think you can really. I always find that when it goes to the AHL to the NHL, sometimes goalies in the NHL, everyone's just plays a lot better and more position. The AHL is more run and gun, kind of crazy. Sometimes goalies are better in the NHL than they are in the AHL. So I don't put a lot of stock into that. I just want to know, how did he feel?
He said he felt good, but how good do you feel when you fucking have 5 blow past you?
Well,
they don't play another back-to-back until the 18th and 19th of December. So does Jack play all 3 games this week?
Why not?
I think he probably does. Because we're getting close to the Christmas break. Out west next week, Edmonton, Calgary, and Vancouver. Will Mrazek be back by that time? I think so. Like, Joseph Woll didn't play well last night. He didn't play. He got a fucking headshot too. We didn't even talk about that.
He got head too. He was out of his crease when it happened, but yeah.
I know, but still.
I thought Woll played pretty good last night. I thought the team played terrible in front of him, and then shit just got out of control. That's got to be really hard to goaltend in a game like that. Where there's basically no one's playing fucking hockey.
The odd man run, like the Leafs looked like they didn't want to play defense. Like they just were not interested in playing defense. They were
tired. They were going for easy 100%.
Goals. The odd man rushes were brutal. Some of the goals Woll let in were not great goals, but whatever.
I don't put it on him. He's had a terrific start, so I don't put it on Joseph.
So let me ask you this then. The next time the Leafs decide we're playing our backup, whatever game that might be.
If Peter Mrazek's healthy, I go with Mrazek.
Yeah, I was going to say, is it going to be Woll or is it going to be Mrazek?
If Mrazek's still not feeling 100%, I go with Joseph Woll.
Just to give Mrazek a little bit more time?
Yeah. It was funny when Joseph Woll got hit in the head last night. I thought, because he laid on the ice like he was hurt.
He was hurt. It looked like a clear concussion, like his head fucking snapped right back. I'm surprised they didn't go concussion protocol.
I was thinking to myself, are we just slowly, peeling back the curtain to another Hutch sighting in the net? Like, this is how it goes, man. Campbell gets hit in the head, Woll gets hit in the head, and then before you know it, somehow fucking Hutch finds his way back into the Maple Leaf net. That's just the circle of life.
It's coming. It's coming soon. That's what she said.
All right, you want to do hot in the slot?
Yeah. So before we do that, then, so like I guess we'll know more tomorrow night. Like they play Columbus Tuesday night. We'll see who's backing up that game. Is it going to be Woll? Is it going to be Mrazek? Is it going to be Hutch? Whoever's backing up tomorrow night, more than likely will probably be getting the next backup start, I think. So I'll be interested to see where I'm sure Joseph Woll wasn't feeling great today after that fucking headshot last night.
Oh, absolutely not.
It'd be interesting to see who the backup is tomorrow night. But yeah, let's do hot in the slot or hit the showers.
All right, everybody, it's time for hot in the slot or hit the shower.
He's so hot right now.
All right, God damn it, let's hit the showers, God damn it.
You want to go with hit the showers first?
Yeah, let's do hit the showers first, and then
all right,
we're gonna have to rename the segment "Hit the Showers" or "Hot in the Slot."
Okay, well we can go back to hot, whatever you want to do.
No, I don't care. Let's do hit the showers. Do you want me to go first?
Sure.
Okay. I'm finally gonna do it with this guy. I've been putting it off for weeks and weeks, but I'm just not happy with his play. And I think there's a little more to give, but Justin Hall has got to hit the showers. And normally when we tell guys to hit the showers, they bounce back. Nick Ritchie, he's an exception, but he has not bounced back.
No.
Justin Hall, I have a feeling could bounce back and we could see the Justin Hall of old. But so far this season, man, he looks slow. He looks out of sync. He's not covering his man. That's what she said. He's just fucking
demoted to the third pair last night.
Yeah. And honestly, there are nights, I know they were winning, but there are nights when I'm like, why is he playing over Timothy Liljegren? Which is crazy. Dude.
Last night they had Liljegren playing with Muzzin and they had Sandin playing with Hall.
No, I know, but I mean back when remember they took Liljegren out and they put Hall back in. I was thinking, my God, like Liljegren looked better when he was playing. So Justin Hall hit the showers, come back nice and clean, and show us the old Justin Hall, but keep the hair.
Yeah, keep the hair. I totally agree with that. And honestly, I was going to say for hit the showers, a combo, a 2-pack. But I'll just go with the other guy instead. But it really was a 2-pack. I was going to go with Justin Hall and Jake Muzzin, the pair of them together. So I'll just go with Muzzin, I guess. But I'm also kind of including Hall. Just the pair of them together. I mean, yeah, Hall's been. I like Hall, and I want him to find his game, and I hope he does. But it just doesn't seem to be there. I don't know what it is. He's a big guy. He's getting beat in his own end. Like he's losing battles in the corner all the time. And for me, Muzzin too. Not that sharp. Like every now and then Muzzin will make a nice play to get it up to the forwards and like it will result in a goal, but he looks slow. He looks a step behind. And I just have not liked what I've seen out of Jake Muzzin, the pair of them, both of them, either one of them. I've not liked,
but we still believe that they got it in them.
I think so, but it's getting concerning to me at this point. Like I think Brody and Riley are good. I like Sandin, Liljegren, and even Dermott as a 3-pack there. I think
Dermott's look good. Dermott's look good this year.
I think now he's going to get a run with Liljegren, and we'll see what's up. Or maybe Muzzin's going to get a run with Liljegren, and Dermott and Hall are going to become your third pair. That could be a thing. I would not be surprised that they give a look to. But for me, it's just that defensive pair of Muzzin and Hall. It's just not like for top, like for your third and fourth guy. It's just not there for me. I don't like their play in their own end, losing battles, getting beat. Like the speed isn't there. There's just a lot of things I'm not liking about that.
Everything's just off a little bit. It seems off a little bit,
and it has been the whole season.
I went first for hit the showers. Who are you going to give hot in the slot to? I think I know, but
there's a clear cut there's a clear cut guy here who like is an easy pick, but I'm going to go with Jason Spezza. I'm going to go with Jason Spezza.
Can we just say this before we even start? Austin Matthews is absolutely the hottest in the slot.
Well, that's the guy who I thought you were going to pick.
No, we're not going to pick Austin Matthews because he is so clearly hot in the slot that you can't even pick him to be hot in the slot.
On fire. Ridiculous. Yeah. It's just, absolutely. He's tipping it in. He's fucking everything. Like, whatever you want. The guy's like, yeah, no prop. I mean,
the slot is just like, oh my God, this guy.
Yeah,
he knows exactly what to do in the slot. So
I'm going with Jason Spezza because just heart and soul, brother. Heart and fucking soul. Standing up for his teammates, putting the puck in the net. What do you want from this fucking setting up tip-ins? Like
all for minimum wage or NHL minimum wage.
I know. Like you got guys making a lot more money than Spezza doing a lot fucking less. And he's just taken on this role of like protector, whatever needs to be done when they're down. Like he basically single-handedly crawled the Leafs back into that Minnesota game.
I know.
On his
I was
own.
ready to turn the game off and Spezza brought me back in. He's like, whoa, just wait. We're not done yet.
Look, we love Spezza here. He has grown on me over the last several seasons as a Leaf fan. Like
one of my favorite Leafs.
Yeah, he's right up there, like top 5 for me right now, 100%. I love Jason Spezza, And I just, got it hot in the slot. Like, he's putting the puck in the net. He's setting up tip-ins. Like I said, he's standing up for his teammates when he feels like he needs to, like, things aren't going their way.
He's getting suspended when he has to get suspended.
He's getting suspended. He's taking one on the chin for the boys. Like, he almost took some guy's fucking head off last night. Like,
not just some guy, Pionk.
No, Pionk. But look, man, I just like everything Spezza's bringing. Every single thing. There's not one thing about Spezza's game. And I'll quickly say this before you get to yours. I'll quickly say this.
I can't disagree with anything you've said.
I'll just quickly say this. How many times last season when they were in the bubble did I say, why are they not playing Jason Spezza higher up the fucking lineup? I was beating this fucking drum like crazy, and they just would not do it. Now, all of a sudden, Mitch is out, and like starting that game last night, Spezza was on the top line with Bunting and Austin Matthews. I'm like, good call. Spezza, even though he's older, his wheels are still there. The guy still is a great fucking skater. His hands are clearly still there. He's got a great fucking shot. He can play top line minutes for a couple fucking games here and there. So anyway, Jason Spezza, absolutely love Jason Spezza, and he's my pick this week for hot in the slot.
All right. Well, obviously, Austin Matthews is the hottest in the slot. So nobody give a shit for not picking Austin Matthews. We picked him.
But we already said previously, like, if you're new to the show and you haven't listened in the past, this segment, it doesn't necessarily mean the hottest goal scorer. It's just like who we feel is like the best player currently doing the most for the team.
Or who's done something for the team this week.
Yeah, dude, like we pick goalies as hot in the slot. Like it's not about the most goals in the net.
Well, I'm going to go a little off the board for this hot in the slot because I think what we saw, and this is basically just from the Winnipeg game, but what I saw in the Winnipeg game from this guy.
If you pick Nick Ritchie, I swear to God.
No. What I saw from this guy is something I feel like the Leafs have missed. And even though he's been on the team for the last couple seasons, but I'm going with Wayne Simmonds for hot in the slot because, and Dale already pointed this out earlier, he comes out, he's a fucking wrecking ball. The refs aren't calling anything. The Winnipeg Jets are playing dirty hockey against Toronto. Simmonds won't have it. He comes out, he gets 5 and 10. He has 30 seconds left, and the coach puts him out there, and he goes out and just he's sticking up for his teammates. He's telling other players and other teams in the league, hey, you can't push us around like that. Like this isn't the 2018 Toronto Maple Leafs or whatever. We won't fucking play like that. And I loved it. And I can't wait until they play Winnipeg again with different refs and linesmen who let Simmonds go. Pionk, Dubois, Stanley, you guys you better have your head on a swivel. Because you're going to fucking touch the puck and Simmonds is going to knock you on your ass.
Let's see if the heavyweight champion of the world, Stanley, is willing to fight Wayne Simmonds one-on-one on March 31st.
Without two officials in the middle.
Because I bet he's fucking not. I bet he's not. He didn't seem interested in going him last night when the official.
This is what's going to happen. Simmonds is going to knock him out. And then Simmonds is going to skate off the ice and put his arms in the air.
I hope he does. I hope he
does too. So Wayne Simmonds, man, what a game last night. You stuck up for your team. You are hot in the slot in my books.
And just one more thing on Simmonds before we get off of him. Just like in the Winnipeg game, they put Spezza because of the game Spezza ended up having in Minnesota. They ended up putting Spezza up with Bunting and Matthews for the Winnipeg game to start the Minnesota game because of Wayne Simmonds' play in the previous few games. In the Minnesota game, when Simmonds actually started on that line with Matthews and Bunting. Right. So, yeah, good pick. I love Simmonds, love Spezza, love everything about those guys. And I just think that they are doing a lot of things to contributing to this team's success.
Honorable mention, I actually almost picked Michael Bunting as my hot in the slot because quietly he's just picking up points like crazy. But not only that, maybe it's this Scarborough thing with him and Simmonds, but man, these guys give it every night.
Honorable mention to the Brunt, because honestly, I think he has found a home there on that top line. And if you, like we were talking about last podcast, you had mentioned like comparisons to Hyman and stuff, like points wise, even strength and all that. And just like he's kind of like a Zach Hyman light. Like I do see that he's got potential. He's still young. He's got potential to like. We'll see where this goes with Bunting, but he's hard on the forecheck like Hyman was. He's hard in the corners. He'll battle for pucks. He'll get pucks out. He'll battle them in the corner. Get the puck to Mitch, then Mitch will get the puck to Austin.
He's not a big guy.
No, but that's a similar thing as to like what Hyman used to do. And he's
Hyman's a big guy.
No, I know. And Bunting will also go to the net and like pick up a dirty goal here and there like Hyman used to. So Bunting's got a lot more to grow here. This is his first full season in the league.
For $950,000, this guy is a fucking gem.
Chad, before this season, he had played 26 NHL games.
Oh, total. I know.
He's a gem. He's learning as he goes. It's his first full season, but I like his bite. You could even see Bunting last night in the Winnipeg game. He was in on he almost got in a scrap a couple times. Like he's not afraid to go in there. I'm sure he doesn't want to. He's a tiny dude, but he's not afraid to he's got that Darcy Tucker element a little bit where he's not going to shy away from it. He'll go in there and get in your face and like see what's up. So shout out, honorable mention to the Brunt, Michael Bunting. Big fans of him as well.
Nicely said. So listen, let's tee up next week, starting with a Tuesday night, the Leafs and Blue Jackets. You're probably listening to this on Tuesday. So tonight, the Leafs and Blue Jackets are played. The Leafs are at home all week. 3 games at home, Blue Jackets, Lightning on Thursday, and the big old Blackhawks on Saturday night. What are you thinking?
Well, it should be an interesting week. I mean, I think now that they can get a couple days, well, not really a couple days rest. I mean, they flew back last night. So really today was off. I don't know if they were on the ice today or not. I imagine it probably would have been a day off today because
I would take a day off today.
I think today would have been a day off. So we'll see. Tomorrow night, Columbus, not going to be an easy game, and then Tampa and Chicago. So we'll see what happens. But I think you'll see a lot better effort this week, especially coming off of that Winnipeg game where even though they lost, I think morale after the game was like good because of like everyone knew the officials sucked, but the way that guys like Simmonds and Spezza and Ritchie and Clifford were standing up for guys, I think goes a long way, even in a loss.
It does. And this team is not known for that. That's the thing is the rap that the Toronto Maple Leafs always get is kind of a soft team. And what I'm seeing from this team that's different from previous is like in the Minnesota game, it was a chippy game, but they fought their way back. The Winnipeg game, they didn't have it. And Winnipeg had a big lead and the refs were against them, but they kept fighting back. Even Austin Matthews, like he was getting fucking ragdolled by Dubois, but he still kind of fought back and said, what the fuck is going on? And this just, it looks like a different feel. And I'm liking it because these games are good to prepare you for the playoffs.
100% agree. And just so it should be an interesting week. We'll see how it shakes out. I just want to say before we go quickly, with Spezza being suspended, with no for sure timeline on Marner and not knowing really what's up there,
it's time.
Well, listen, Semenov is gone. Semyonov or whatever, Semenov on this show. They
shot Semenov all the way to Russia.
They shot Seaman right to Russia, man. They just booted it. They just launched the Seaman as far as they could, right across right. They shot it right out of the country, man.
Across the ocean.
Unconditional waivers to send him back to the KHL. I guess that was whatever. Dubois has a tendency to like, if it's not working out, we'll do what the guy wants to do. So that's cool.
Well, because those guys want to play. They come from the KHL and they want to play. They don't want to play for the Marlies.
He didn't show much in the little bit of experiment the Leafs gave him here.
Few drops of Semenov.
So yeah, and that's just not enough.
No,
you need a full load.
He wanted to give more. He wanted to play more, and he wanted to show a lot of Semenov. And the Leafs were like, we just want a little bit. And he's like, no, I need to give a full Semenov.
So there's no more Semen. So with that being
Semenov.
Yeah, Semenov is gone. There's no more Semenov. There's no more Semen.
Semenov.
Okay. So couple quick things before we go. Real quick here. Josh Ho-Sang. What are the chances we're getting closer to a Josh Ho-Sang?
Oh my God. With Spezza being out, and if Marner's out,
he needs a contract though, right? Like he's not signed to an NHL contract. That's the problem. He needs a fucking contract. So
he would have to sign on league minimum.
Oh, he would have to. He would absolutely do that.
They would. I'm pretty sure they'd have to put him on waivers to send him back down.
Well, I don't know about that. And that would be an issue because he would definitely get fucking played.
If you sign him to a league minimum to play and then Marner and Spezza come back and you send him back down, who's not going to claim him? Somebody's going to claim him.
Right. Oh yeah, no.
So,
like when they make
but
the
he's
call,
been tearing it up.
But okay, can Clifford go up and down now?
I'm not sure what the deal is with Kyle Clifford. I'm not sure.
So look, when you call Josh Ho-Sang up, if he needs to clear waivers to go back down, then that's not what I want to see. When they
maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he doesn't.
Okay, and I don't know. So if he can go up and down, do it fucking right now. But if he needs to clear waivers, then I guess wait until you're like, okay, he's coming up and he's done enough that he's coming up and he's not.
Maybe with a suspension, and like it depends on Marner's injury, because if Marner's on LTIR, it's probably different. But if Marner's just you also have Mrazek coming back, so you have that money coming back to the salary cap.
I know.
And when you're suspended, it still counts towards the salary cap. So Spezza's money doesn't go anywhere.
I know.
It's crazy. But do I want to see Josh Ho-Sang? Yes.
Well, if Marner's out for not yet. I think eventually we will though. But if Marner's out for any extended period of time,
you'll see him.
Bunting with Ho-Sang and Matthews, I think could do a lot of fucking damage in the absence of Mitch Marner. Anyway,
for a short period of time,
we'll see what happens with Ho-Sang. One other quick thing. We'll end on this, I guess, unless you got anything else.
No,
I like the way that they stood up against the Jets in the Winnipeg game, but I was thinking, my mind this weekend was on Curtis Gabriel and Michaela, and we haven't touched on them in a while. And I was thinking, my goodness, man, could you imagine I don't know who comes out, whatever. And we didn't even talk about Mikheyev getting ready to come back too.
Oh yeah. Ilya Mikheyev's coming back.
He's getting close. So let me throw this one at you quick. Who would come out of the lineup right now? Okay.
If Marner and Spezza were playing?
Yes.
Engvall.
Over Nick Ritchie?
Well, I just have a feeling they're not going to take Nick Ritchie.
Yeah, but Engvall's been putting the puck in a lot more than Nick Ritchie.
But Engvall, man, you see him get hit in the Minnesota game. Like, I just think he's the softest player on the team.
Yeah, no, I think you're right.
He's so soft.
I think you're right. So
when that game got chippy last night, Engvall was nowhere to be found. You still saw Camp and Cachet and other guys. He's so soft.
So I think we'll see Mikheyev back this week, especially if Marner's not going to be playing again. And with Spezza being out, I think we will see Mikheyev back this week. And so quickly back to Gabriel for a second. Could you fucking imagine? I don't know who would be coming out, but as this gets going or into the playoffs or whatever, could you imagine all of these guys in the lineup at the same time? Clifford, Gabriel, Simmonds, Ritchie. You imagine all four of those guys are like your bottom
how about
six
how about the next time you play Winnipeg?
Oh my God.
Put them all in the lineup. Anyway,
dude.
We will get to that. We'll be back Saturday night after the Chicago Blackhawks game, and we will be bringing you more frequent episodes coming up. We're going to start doing tip-in quickies just to recap games during the week and talk about a few things.
And who doesn't love a good quickie?
Just a good quickie to start your day. So anyway, for
right in and right out, baby.
For the Tip In Maple Leafs podcast, don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at the Tip In Maple Leafs podcast, on Twitter at the Tip In Podcast. Email us at the tipinpodcast@gmail.com. Check out our YouTube page, the Tip In Maple Leafs podcast. Hit like, hit subscribe. If you like what you listen to, go to patreon.com/the Tip In Podcast. You can donate to the show so that we can bring you better recordings and more frequent episodes. And until next time, we will.
Let's get it back on the winning track, boys. Go Leafs, go. Catch you later.
Catch you later, everybody.